don't even know what number update this is. Maybe I should really double check that. What number am I even up to? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you an update for the Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan. And I'm excited to announce that I have hit pan on one more shade. So let's start off by going through the shades that I have not hit pan on. Then I'll do the one that I have hit pan on, and finally we will roll in a new shade. So let's start with my Kat Von D Metal Matte palette. I have two shades in this project that are from this palette, and these have been in this project for at least 3, maybe 4 months now, and I am still yet to hit pan. So we'll start with Oak, which is this shade just here. So I'll put up over here somewhere, or maybe down here, what it looked like last month. But this is where we are currently sitting. So as you can see, there's definitely a bit of a dip in there, but yet no pan. So I used this an additional 6 times the past month, which leads me up to 27, yes, 27 uses. And still, I think I'm definitely a ways off from hitting pan. So moving on from that one, we have Velvet, which is this shade up here. And as you can see, it actually matches my shirt. There is hardly any dip at all. So I used this shade 7 times in the past month, which brings me up to 18 uses all up. So still definitely a long way to go with that shade, but hopefully I'll at least be able to roll out Oak within the next month. The other 2 shades I had been working on came from my Revolution 144 Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette Collection 2018, which is definitely a mouthful for a product name. So one that has been in this project for quite a couple months is this one here, which is supposedly number 22. So can you see it right there? That's not really going to work, is it? Maybe if I go this way. So this is it just up here. This palette is kind of annoying. It's very annoying. It's huge, and I did check because I had a pan that I had to repress in another product. So I actually checked to see if these pans were metallic, and not metallic, that's not the correct word, magnetic. They are not. So that's very frustrating too. But basically this is where, can you see that? This is where I am so far. So I used this an additional 10 times in the last month, which leads me to 24. There is quite a dip in there, but being a matte, I do think I am a ways off with that shadow. And that has been in this project, I think, for 3 months. And now I get to show you the shade that I have managed to hit pan on. And that is this one down here. I think this was a shade 110. Start that sentence again. But I used this 8 times before this month. And to hit pan, I only had to use it 1 more time. So though this shadow up here, and taking into account that it is a matte shade, this shadow I've already used 24 times and I am nowhere near pan, and this one I only used 9 times and I hit pan. So I definitely would say, which I have noticed with the other shades I have hit pan on in this palette, that the shimmers or metallics or whatever they want to call them, they definitely are easier to use. So luckily for me, that means I get to roll in 1 more shade. So I used the random app generator, number generator thing, random numbers, whatever it's called. That will be coming up here. And when I rolled 300 and something. I did it last night and now I can't remember what number it was, but it will be up here. And that corresponded to a shade in my Revolutions Alexis Stone Instinct palette. So I have never used this palette. I got it for Christmas just gone and I have never used it. So let me just open it up. I know there is a little bit of baby damage in here, as you can see. Oh, that's a giant mirror. Let's see if I can, we'll do it that way. There is a bit of baby damage to this shade, but otherwise it's okay. So the shade that this corresponded to was number 5, which is this shade, this bluey shade just here, because when obviously the palette is right ways up, they numbered on the back. So this one just here is number 5. So it is a blue, but it's a blue green. I wouldn't say it is a light blue. Let me actually do a swatch. So it's a very light blue actually, but it is definitely more of a aqua blue. That's what I would say in my humble opinion. So that is the shade I am going to be working on. So like I said, this palette is untouched, so we're going to be starting afresh. So let me just do a swatch of the colors that I'm going to be working on for the next month, and I'll hold them up for you. So these are the shades I'm currently working on. This is number 22 from the Revolution palette. This is Oak from the Metal Matte, and this is Velvet, and this is number 5 from the Alexis Stone palette. So I'm definitely looking forward to being able to move out another one of these shades, as browns are not really my go-to or my favorite, but I'm definitely interested to see how I can incorporate this Alexis Stone shade into the shades used from my Pan That palette. In saying that, I've actually got another Get Ready With Me coming up. I'll link the last one up in the cards up here, but that is a collaboration with Paula from A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It, and that is using products that are dust collectors, products that we've had in our collection for a while and that we haven't used. So I definitely think before I get into using this Alexis Stone palette that I will actually do my Get Ready With Me, which should be coming out on the 23rd of this month, with that palette, because like I said, I have never used it before. Well, that's all I've got for you today. So I'm Verity. That was the 7th update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows, and now to the outro.